Have you ever wondered how a nation transforms from being the world's largest arms importer into a rising global powerhouse that designs its own fighter jets, nuclear missiles, and space weapons? For decades, India was known for buying its security from abroad, relying heavily on foreign technology to protect its borders. But recently, a massive shift has occurred. India is no longer just buying weapons, it is building a fortress of self-reliance. Today, we are going to look at the silent revolution happening within India's defense sector. We will explore how they are securing their borders, mastering the stars, and navigating a complex web of global alliances. It is a story of a country trying to balance its historical ties with the need for modern independence. If you find this deep dive into global strategy interesting, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep bringing you these detailed breakdowns. Now, let's get into how India is rewriting its destiny as a major military power. To understand India's current path, we have to look back at the year 2014. This was a turning point where the national strategy shifted toward three main pillars. The first is self-sufficiency. In the past, if a conflict broke out, India had to worry about whether foreign suppliers would send spare parts or cut off support. To fix this, the government launched a massive campaign to make in India. The goal is simple. If the Indian military needs it, an Indian company should build it. The second pillar is domestic technological development. This is led by the Defense Research and Development Organization, known as the DRDO. Instead of just assembling foreign designs, India is now investing billions into original research. They want to own the brain of the machine, not just the body. The third pillar is what experts call smart alliances. India follows a policy of India first. This means they build partnerships with the United States, Russia, and France, but they refuse to become a junior partner to anyone. They are creating a unique path where they can cooperate with everyone while remaining dependent on no one. One of the most visible signs of this new strength is India's nuclear and missile program, specifically the Agni series. For a long time, India maintained what is called a minimum credible deterrence. This essentially means having just enough nuclear weapons to discourage an enemy from attacking. However, as the regional neighborhood became more complex, India shifted toward credible deterrence. The crown jewel of this program is the Agni 5 missile. This is an intercontinental ballistic missile, or ICBM, with a range of over 5,000 kilometers. To put that in perspective, it can reach almost any part of Asia and significant portions of Europe. But it's not just about how far it flies, it's about the technology inside. India recently tested MIRV technology. This stands for Multiple Independently Targetable Re-Entry Vehicles. In plain English, it means one single missile can carry several nuclear warheads, and each one can hit a different target simultaneously. This makes it incredibly difficult for any defense system to stop. Furthermore, India has completed its Nuclear Triad. This is a prestigious and vital military capability that only a few countries possess. It means a nation can launch nuclear strikes from land, air, and sea. With the commissioning of the Arihant-class submarines and the development of the K-4 missiles, India can now hide its retaliatory power deep under the ocean, ensuring that even if a first strike hit the mainland, they would still have the power to respond. Moving from the depths of the ocean to the vacuum of space, India has also become a dominant force in the stars. Space is often called the fourth frontier of warfare because modern militaries rely on satellites for everything from communication to GPS. If you lose your satellites, your army goes blind. India recognized this vulnerability and decided to act. In a mission known as Shakti, India successfully tested an anti-satellite weapon, or ASAT. They shot down one of their own satellites in low Earth orbit to prove they had the capability. This move placed India in an elite club of only 4 nations, the US, Russia, China, and now India, that can physically destroy an enemy's eyes in the sky. But space power isn't just about destruction, it's about independence. For years, the world has relied on the American GPS system. However, during past conflicts, India realized that relying on a foreign system for military navigation was risky. In response, they built NavIC. This is India's own independent navigation system. It works just like GPS, but is controlled entirely by India. This ensures that their missiles and aircraft will always have accurate guidance, no matter what happens in the political world. Alongside this, a network of RISAT and GSAT satellites provides constant radar surveillance and encrypted communication, making it nearly impossible for movements near India's borders to go unnoticed. While space is the high ground, the modern battlefield is being redefined by drones and artificial intelligence. We have seen in recent global conflicts how small, inexpensive drones can take out multi-million-dollar tanks. India has taken note and is rapidly moving from being a drone importer to a drone innovator. Local models like the Rustam 2 and Tapas are being developed for long-endurance surveillance and strike missions. But the most ambitious project is the CATS Warrior. This is a loyal wingman concept. Imagine a human pilot in a fighter jet flying into battle, but they are accompanied by a swarm of stealthy AI-controlled drones. These drones can scout ahead, jam enemy radars, or even take a hit for the manned aircraft. It is a fusion of human intuition and machine precision. India is even starting to export this drone technology to countries in Southeast Asia and the Middle East, signaling its arrival as a high-tech arms supplier. All of these advancements are fueled by a massive internal policy change called Atmanirbhar Bharat, or Self-Reliant India. To force this change, the Ministry of Defense did something bold. They banned the import of hundreds of items. By creating a negative import list, the government essentially told the military and local companies that if they want a specific type of artillery, radio, or vehicle, they must find a way to make it at home. This policy opened the door for private Indian giants like Tata and Larsen and Tubro to move into the defense sector. Previously, defense was almost entirely handled by slow-moving government factories. Now the efficiency and innovation of the private sector are being harnessed. The numbers tell the story. India's reliance on foreign imports has dropped from 70% to below 50%, and domestic production has reached record highs of over 1.25 trillion rupees. Finally, we have to look at how India uses this growing power on the world stage. India practices what can be described as armed neutrality or strategic autonomy. They are a member of the Quad Alliance with the United States, Japan, and Australia. This group works together to ensure the Indian Ocean remains open and free, largely as a counterbalance to China's growing influence. Yet, at the same time, India maintains a very deep and historic relationship with Russia. Despite heavy pressure from the West, India continued with the purchase of the S-400 missile defense system and continued to buy Russian energy. India's message to the world is clear. We will not be forced to choose sides. They see themselves as a bridge between the East and the West. In the Middle East and Africa, India is presenting itself as a safe technological partner, a country that can provide advanced defense tools without the political strings or interference in domestic affairs that often come with help from other superpowers. India's journey is one of the most significant geopolitical shifts of the 21st century. They are moving away from the shadows of the past and into a future where they are the masters of their own defense. By combining nuclear deterrence, space sovereignty, and a booming domestic industry, India is positioning itself as a stabilizing force in a very unpredictable world. As India continues to grow its military and technological footprint, it faces a difficult balancing act. How does a nation stay neutral when the world is becoming increasingly divided into opposing blocs? We want to hear from you. Do you think India can truly remain independent of the major global powers while building such a massive military, or will they eventually be forced to pick a side? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.